Maryland, early 1800s. The sun rose over vast, rigid fields, casting long shadows across the crops that stretched endlessly to the horizon. The air was thick with the scent of earth, sweat, and toil. From sunrise to sunset, enslaved men, women, and children labored under the whip of overseers, their lives defined by the cruel rhythm of harvests, punishment, and hunger. Chains clinked in the mornings, echoing like a dark symphony across the plantations. Born into bondage, Josiah Henson knew nothing but the relentless oppression of slavery. As a child, he watched family members beaten for the slightest perceived misstep. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, fear gnawed at his heart, but within him burned a spirit that refused to bend entirely to the master's will. He learned to read secretly, memorizing letters from scraps of paper hidden in fields, learning words that became his tools of liberation. Henson's mind was sharp, and he observed patterns, the routines of guards, the vulnerabilities of the estate, and the paths to potential escape. Every small piece of knowledge became a thread in a web of possibility, a lifeline to freedom that seemed impossible but undeniable in his imagination. He whispered hope to fellow slaves in coded messages, sharing knowledge of hidden streams, forested paths, and sympathetic neighbors. One night, under the cover of a starless sky, Josiah seized his chance. With his family and a few trusted friends, he moved silently through the shadows, avoiding patrols and dogs, hearts pounding with terror and anticipation. Every step was a gamble, every rustle of leaves a potential death sentence. Hunger and fatigue threatened to slow them, but the thought of liberty pressed them onward. They crossed rivers, fields, and forests, guided by the constellations and their intimate knowledge of the land. Finally, freedom. The relief was profound, a moment where fear and hope collided in a single transformative heartbeat. But Josiah's story did not end there. He refused to remain safe while others remained in chains. He became a conductor on the Underground Railroad, returning countless times to guide families to liberation, risking his own life at every turn. Henson's courage was intellectual as well as physical. He organized safe houses, coordinated secret routes, and maintained meticulous records of escapes. He educated freed individuals in literacy and survival skills. He built schools and communities for those who had endured unimaginable suffering. His legacy extended beyond personal survival. He became a pillar of empowerment and a symbol of resilience. His life inspired Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin, a book that exposed the horrors of slavery to a wide audience and fueled the abolitionist movement in America. Henson's personal courage became a catalyst for national change, showing that the defiance of a single individual could ripple across a society entrenched in injustice. Henson endured fear, hunger, and constant danger, yet he never wavered in his commitment to freedom and justice. His story demonstrates that heroism often comes in quiet, relentless forms: observation, planning, patience, and moral courage. He transformed suffering into strategy, oppression into action, and fear into hope. If a man born into chains could not only secure his own freedom but dedicate his life to freeing thousands and inspiring a nation, what limitations in your own life are you accepting that could be challenged with courage, perseverance, and ingenuity?